Hello friends, welcome to Crazy Tech. This is the first video of our video series about MATLAB tutorial on signal processing for beginners. Stick with me if you want to learn signal processing from scratch. So today we are going to discuss about sampling, bit and baud rate. This is the basic building blocks if you want to develop a signal, and I feel this should be your first topic before hop into our signal generation class, which I will be discussing in next video. Okay, so let's see what is sampling. So I am going to discuss sampling more practical perspective rather than theoretical. So let's get started. Okay. Let's this is a very basic signal, let's say from a sensor. Okay, xt, this is t. So I'm going to store this signal in my computer or any storage device. So you know that computer computer is going to store this value in digital format. So let's say this value is at this point, this value is let's say 2 volt. Sorry, let's say this is 2 volt. So this 2 volt is going to be stored in a computer. Let's say okay, let's say this is the memory blocks. Okay, is the first block, this is the second block, this is the third block, this is the fourth block, and each block having 8 bit. So this 4 into 8, so my memory is content of 32 bit. So this 2 volt is going to be stored here in 0101 format. Okay, so you can see here I am taking only one samples. If I want to let's say save the whole signal in analog format, then I'll be needing infinite number of memory. So that's why we need to sample it, because I don't need a whole bunch of information here to be stored. I want only samples to be stored. So that's why we need sampling. Okay, let's say a signal. This is simple. We are taking only a simple sine wave. Okay, I need to sample it. Let's say I am sampling right. I want to take this samples, second sample, third sample, fourth sample here. So my samples would be looking like this. Now when I reconstruct this signal, I would need to interpolate these samples. Okay, so interpolate these samples. Clearly it is making any sense, because it doesn't look like a sinusoidal wave, does it? No. So what I need to do, I need to take samples in a very close proximity. Okay, so that I could able to reconstruct my original signals. So there is a formula how much proximately I need to sample this signals, so that I could able to recover it without any loss of information. So there is a formula called Fs is equal to 2Fm. Okay, this is called Nyquist criteria. Okay, so Fs greater than 2Fm or Ts is equal to Tm by 2. Let's say this frequency is 2 kilohertz. So I need to sample this signal at the rate of 4 kilohertz. So I hope as a electronics engineer, electronics student, you are aware of this Nyquist formula. Okay, our voice signal is having a range of 300 to 3.4 or nearly equal to 4 kilohertz. So we need sampling frequency nearly equal to 2 into 4, 8 kilohertz. So you can see that if I want to process any song or some speeches, I need to sample it with a requirement of 8 kilohertz at least. Okay, for perfect reconstruction. Okay, for audio signal the range is about 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. So I need a sampling of equal to 40 kilohertz, but practically we are using 44.1 kilohertz. There is some aspect we need to consider while sampling an audio signal, because some laboratory setup has proved this 44.1 kilohertz sampling would be appropriate for reconstruction of any kind of signals. So this I'm not going to detail about what exactly 44.1 kilohertz sampling rate is chosen, but for time being, note it down that 44.1 kilohertz is the standard sampling rate of any signal including audio. Okay, for voice signal the standard sampling rate is 8 kilohertz. Okay, now let's see some formula about sampling theorem. Let's say this is a signal is xt, this is any signal, its Fourier transform. You know what is Fourier transform? It is the time domain signal. If I want to convert it in frequency domain, we need a Fourier transform. So in frequency domain, let's say it's having this kind of structure. Its frequency fm minus fm. So I need to sample this signal. Okay, for sampling there is a formula called xf is equal to, don't bother about this formula, it does not hardly any matter. For your sake of understanding, I am writing this. N is equal to minus infinite to infinite. Okay, so if it means that if a signal xt is sampled at a rate of fs, then my converted signal in frequency domain would look like this. This is the formula. Just I am writing this formula in pictorial format. This is the picture. This is a 0 fm minus fm. This is minus 2 fs. Okay, so if I sample this signal xt, okay, my sample signal, let's say my sample signal is yt. Okay, so Fourier transform of yt would look like something like that. Okay, this is the infinite number of spectrum replicate with an interval of fs. Okay, but I require only this portion to originally recover my original signals. Okay, so to recover this original signal I need a low pass filter. Okay, so you don't bother about low pass filter. Our computer automatically have a inbuilt low pass filter, or if you have any sound card or something like that already embedded in your computer, it has inbuilt low pass filter which eliminate all this additional frequency component. It will only allow frequency component minus fm to fm. So you will having only this amount of information coming out of your low pass filter, which is also called anti-alias filter. Okay, so if I, let's say, any voice signal I told you sampling rate, you can see here this total interval is fs. Okay, okay, so but in practical scenario negative frequency does not exist. Okay, so what our computer does, computer only stores positive part of frequency, which is 0 to fs by 2. Okay, so what I discussed before, if you can't able to understand it, just understand this thing, that if your sampling rate you have set is 8 kilohertz, in visual I am going to show you in Adobe Audition when you can visualize your spectrum of signals coming through any of your sensors. So remember that if your signal sampling rate is 8 kilohertz, you are going to only visualize fs by 2, means 4 kilohertz of signal out of it. Okay, this thing you need to be crystal clear. So in I am going to show you Adobe Audition in after couple of slide video. In Adobe Audition, let's say this is a sensor. Sorry, go into the next page. Okay, let's say this is a sensor. This signal coming out from this sensor S. Okay, it is your Adobe Audition. Adobe Audition is a software. I am going to show you afterwards. This is the frequency and this is the time, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is in second, and you can see that the signal flow here. You can imagine this is the a river. Okay, a river, and flowing with a frequency component. You can clearly visualize is frequency component 0 to let's say 7 kilohertz or 8 kilohertz. Okay, in this x-axis you have your frequency component, and this is your time component, and you can see here clearly in Adobe Audition software the signal is flowing here like this. Okay, so my point is that if you have sampled your signal at the rate of 8 kilohertz, you are going to have your 4 kilohertz of signals. Beyond 4 kilohertz you have your blank spaces. After 4 kilohertz your signal, let me erase this. Okay, so you will be having signals here, means up to 4 kilohertz. This is 4 kilohertz. You can see your signal up to 4 kilohertz. Beyond the 4 kilohertz you don't have any signals. If you have sampled your signals at the rate of 8 kilohertz, you have sampled your signal, let's say at the rate of 44 kilohertz, you can see your signal flowing up to 22 kilohertz. Beyond that you don't have any signals. This is the thing I need you to understand out of this. Okay, fine. Let's switch into bitrate and baud rate. Okay, so I'm assuming that my viewers are from basic electronics background, and I don't need to explain what is the modulation, what is PSK, FSK, lot of thing. If something come up, I will describe. But for time being, I am assuming that you have well known aware about PSK signals. Okay, so let's see what is bit and baud rate. First, draw a carrier signal. This is a simple sinusoidal signal, and always remember you have to take a complete cycle or integer multiple of complete cycle of your signals. Okay, without complete cycle your modulation would be imperfect. Okay, you can't able to demodulate it. So I need, this is the 2 cycles. If I can take 1 cycle also, I can take 3 cycle also, but cycles should be complete. Okay, so this is the carrier. Okay, in other words, these are the symbols. Mind my words. This is a symbol. Okay, how's that? Let me explain you. Okay, let's say you have your PSK. In PSK, bit 0, let's say bit 0 will be sent as 0 degree phase shift of sinusoidal signal, and 1 will be sent at a phase angle of 180 degree. Okay, so let's say I am considering this symbol. You may consider this symbol also of any symbol, but a full complete cycle of sinusoidal wave. So 0 is, this is the one symbol present, 0, bit 0. I have taken 0 degree phase shift and another 180 degree phase shift. This is the 0, 1. So I am sending one symbol. If I want to send 0, I am sending one symbol for 0. Means, let's say I am sending this symbol at 1 second. So my baud rate, I am BAUD, R baud is equal to 1 symbol per second. Okay, one symbol contains 1 bit of information, that is 0 bit. So R bit is 1 bit per second. So baud rate is 1 symbol per second and bit rate is 1 bit per second. Similarly, let's say QPSK, 2 bit in a 1 symbol. Okay, for 0 degree phase shift, for 1 90 degree phase shift, for 180, for 270. Okay, so if I want to send 1, so I have to send this symbol, okay, with a 90 degree of phase shift. So this is a, mind it, this is one symbol, so my baud rate is 1 symbol per second, okay. But in a one symbol I am sending here 2 bit, so our bit rate is equal to 2 bit per second, okay. So if in some point of time, if I am going to mention you that baud rate is equal to 2 kbps, you always interpret this 2 kbps means 2 symbols per second. 2 symbols per second means this type of symbols, okay. This type of symbols, did I just say 2 symbols, sorry, it is 2000 symbols per second, means this type of 2000 symbols we are sending per second, okay. So if I going to ask you what is the bit rate, okay, you should ask me first, that is what is the modulation technique, okay. Is it a PSK, QPSK, 8 PSK, 14 ASK, or what is that? So my point is that I need to confirm that in one symbol how much bit I am going to send. If say it is 8 PSK, means one symbol contain 3 bit, okay. So that's why my bit rate would be 6000, means 6 kbps. So mention mark it here, this is 6 kbps, it is 2 kbps, it is called as 2 kilo bit per second, this is also 6 kilobit per second. But irony is that this kbps is not kbps, it is not kilobit per second, it is the 2 kilo symbol per second. But in communication we generally use this word 2 kbps, border 2 kbps. It is I think this is not 2 kbps, it is the 2 kilo symbols per second, okay. This is the symbols per second baud rate, and bit rate is 2 into 3. If I am going to have 8 PSK modulation technique, that is 6000, 6 kbps, kilobit per second. So what is our conclusion here? Conclusion here is our bit rate always going to have always greater than or equals to our baud rate, okay. This is the bits per second and this is symbol per second. This symbol per second we are going to need it before modulation, before demodulation. Before demodulation I have to use baud rate in my equation to solve the demodulation problem, okay. And after demodulation I am going to take care of baud bit rate, okay. After demodulation let's say after demodulation I am going 10112, after demodulation I am going to have this kind of string of bits, okay, bits. So actually in a practical scenario, if this is the information I am going to send, I need some overhead, okay. This is the redundant information, so I need to send with addition to my actual data in order to overcome some channel noise for security purpose, some from and synchronizing bit also we have to add here. So in this case actually I need what is my bit rate. Okay, after demodulation, after demodulation I have some strings of bits. Out of these bits I have to fetch only the information I do have in these bits. So in that case I need bit rate. But if I have some signal, if I want to demodulate it, I need this baud rate. Okay, will be clear after 2-3 video when I will be dealing with practical scenario to demodulate a signal, and we'll be discussing this need of baud rate and bit rate there. Okay, so that's all about sampling and bit and baud rate. I hope this is clear to you. If you have any doubts, feel free to comment in comment box. If you like this video, hit like button. Take care, bye bye, meet you in next video.